So anyway, so I'm trying to do this, pull this thing together, and no, 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 no. Everywhere I went, and I'm getting despondent, and my kids are only little, and my wife had just passed away at the time, so I was just like in a world of hurt, wondering whether I'm doing the right thing or not. And I remember going to Telstra, an appointment with one of the big bosses in Telstra, and because of the traffic, I'm running late. I lived out of Campbelltown at the time. I'm running late to get there, and I couldn't find a parking spot. I parked in Castlereagh Street in a no standing zone or whatever. Grabbed Brooke and Dylan, one under one arm, Dylan under the other arm, and then I had all this paperwork because I didn't have much on the computer, but I had a lot of stuff printed and everything written and ready to go for the presentation. And I run along the street there, and I get in the lift, and I'm going up the lift, and I get up to the top to where I was meeting this guy for this meeting. And I went into there, and the first thing he said to me was, "You're late." And I go, I'm terribly sorry, but, I was 15 minutes late. I said, "I'm terrible." He said, "Well, I haven't got much time." And I said, "Well, look, just let me pitch to you." And he goes, "All right, sit down." So he sat down at his desk on one side, I sat down on the other side. I'll put the kids on the ground, I'll pull out their pencils and their things to keep them busy. And I left them there, right? So I'm pitching to this guy. Like, this is a good thing for Telstra because this is around the whole of Australia. You can show that a Telstra is about the whole country. It's about communications. It's about, it's about getting into those rural and remote communities and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we're going on the whole thing. And all this guy was already switched off, right? Anyway, we wrapped up, and he's going, "Well, thank you so much, but we're already sponsoring the ballet." He never told me this in the first place. "We're already sponsoring the ballet. We've outlaid too much with all of that. We won't be touching this journey." And I said, "Oh, okay, all right, thank you." And I turned around to grab the kids. And the kids had gone from drawing, only little at the time. Brooke was, Dylan was about 1, and Brooke was about 3. And they'd gone from drawing on their books through to drawing on the wall. Good. And there's all this, and I'm already in a sweat from the run and from the presentation and nervousness and all the rest of it. And then I've looked at this, and I've just, oh, fuck, my day is just shit up. So then I'm licking my head, and I'm rubbing the crayons and the pencil off the wall, and it was gyprock wall, and I was doing it that hard that the paper started peeling off the gyprock. And the guy's going, "Just leave it, don't worry about it, just leave it, just get your kids, get your things and get out, just leave it. I'm going, "No, I'll clean it." He's going, "No, just leave it, get out of here." So anyway, so then I pack away the stuff, and I grab the kids, and I get in the lift, and I'm going down in the lift, and it stops on one of the floors on the way down. I think I'm on like about the 15th floor or something, and it gets down to about the 12th floor, and all these office workers hop into the lift, and this lady comes in the lift, and this guy hops in there, and a few other people, and they all go, "Oh, you brought your kids to work. You're so lucky to be able to do that." And they're going on about how lucky I am and how fortunate. And I felt like going, "Oh, the fuck." I don't feel so. And this little kid just sheared, and then this one threw all over the wall.
This one did it.
No, that's how I felt.
Going from 10 years a dick.
So then I got the kids in the car and got them home because they had a shit day because they had to put up with me and all my running around. And so they weren't happy, and I wasn't happy, and it was crap. And then on the flip side, then I get this call from this guy, and he says, "Pat, I'd like to meet with you. I'd like to talk to you about your run around Australia that you're planning. We're interested in sponsoring you for that event from GIO." I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yes." And he said, "Can you make it on such and such a date?" I'll be there. So anyway, so I scoot off to this meeting, and I'm going through the same thing with this guy and this spiel about GIO and Insurance Australia, Australia-wide and all the rest of it, and selling the pitch. And he's going, "Mate, I don't care. Look. He said, "I don't care about all that. Doesn't matter. He said, just relax. He said, we're going to sponsor you. I said, it's a lot of money. He said, doesn't matter. We're going to sponsor you. We're going to get beyond this event. He said, but there's one thing I want to know. And I said, what? And he said, well, he said, you came and you spoke at my daughter's school. And he said, out at Windsor, he said, you spoke at my daughter's school. And he said, she's never stopped raving about you ever since that you spoke at her school. He said, I just wanted to meet you. He said, all the things that you said to her, I'd been telling her for years. But she listened to you and she didn't listen to me. And I said, listen, for what it's worth, my own kids don't listen to me, but they would listen to you.
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's just kids.
Isn't it funny though that you know you've got the details of Telstra and you go in your pitch and the whatever, and then it's a thing that you did a while ago.
Yeah.
That it's just
And you think, because you think to yourself, why am I wasting my time driving all the way out to Windsor to speak at this school for these kids? And I got other things to do and I'm busy and I've got to try and get some sponsorship for this event and all the rest of it. But really, by doing all that stuff, that formulates who you are in everybody else's eyes. And without you knowing, that's the universe coming back to pay you back. Yeah.
So how much did GIO pay?
$1 million. It was, well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a cheap, it was a, imagine you got 2 vehicles on the road all the time. You got a film crew all the time. Like these guys cutting up the film, that there's a lot of time in all of that.
Yeah.
And they put together a documentary that went to air for Channel 9.
Yeah.
So they put together a 1-hour documentary. That documentary was shown on Channel 9 3 times.
Yeah.
Like over following years.
Yeah.
Not just at that point in time.
Yeah.
It was like whenever they had a moment where they didn't have something, they go, oh, throw on that Pat Farmer thing.
Yeah.
And it was on there.